This is a reading for Leo. This is a timeless reading for anyone with Leo in their sun, moon, rising, or Venus. I read intuitively, so typically I meditate a little bit before I start. So what I'm going to do is a Celtic cross layout that talks about the current energy for now, whenever you are seeing this, for Leo. Please take what in this reading is relevant to you. If it resonates with you, if it doesn't resonate with you, then disregard it. I think that you might find perspective in the information anyway. However, it is completely up to you whether you find it relevant. With that said, we will begin. What is the heart of the matter for Leo? The Five of Wands. Leo, it appears that you are currently dealing with a situation that has creative energy that is not necessarily focused on one goal. The individuals on the card are working on something, but they all seem to be working at cross purposes. So you may be in a time when there is chaotic creative energy around you. And it could be that it is competitive, that people are working towards their own goals. What crosses the Five of Wands, please? There are 3 cards. Let's see. I don't usually take 3 cards like this, but I think I will in this instance. The crossing energy is the Queen of Swords, the Page of Swords, and the King of Swords. This is really interesting. There seems to be a really strong pair of individuals, air signs. Intuition is telling me this may be actually family members. Someone is, and the Page of Swords in the middle. I don't know what this dynamic is, but it's so curious that this came out like this. I'm using the Light Seers deck, and I don't know, this is one of those things that's kind of thrown me for a loop here already. So let's look, the Queen of Swords. Everything to do with seeking truth is really right here. Wow. Someone around you, maybe several someones around you, currently appear to be either completely supporting your truth or completely saying, you got this all wrong. That is kind of what I get from this. This is very curious. I am going to keep these. This is just very, very, very curious. I'm going to go ahead and set these across here. So there's chaotic energy. Maybe some of the people that are involved in this chaotic energy are completely opposing what you think. Okay, so what is the root cause behind this curious situation? Oh. 6 of Pentacles. I think this reading is going to challenge me from the start. The 6 of Pentacles typically talks about balance, giving and receiving, and gratitude. As a root cause of why someone would be challenging, because the more I think about this, is the way this is set up, this has almost got to be a challenge. Someone is challenging the truth in an energy that is chaotic but creative. Help coming from others. This is help coming from others. What I am wondering is if you have not asked some people for their input on what is going on in a situation that you are in, where you feel this competitive energy and possibly combative energy. And maybe within the team itself, there are three people, because this seems like three different people, all with the same opinion, and they all think that they have the truth. So what is going on here? This card talks about being in a state of two-way abundance, which is being able to give and receive, being charitable, positive and generous, and help coming from others is inflow. In its shadow, it is a one-way flow, over giving or over receiving. Being uncharitable, being selfish, or the inability to accept help. I will let you make what you will of that, given that you know your situation. But I would say, she says, but, negating everything she just said, which I wasn't going to weigh in on it. Some people here are telling you that the truth is, I think, at a variance from what you think it is. As an Aries, I could understand why a Leo would be reluctant to accept help. In this situation, that might be it. But it does not say that. It's help coming from others. It's not saying, it is saying help coming from others. So this help coming from others may be these three individuals. I don't think you agree with them. That's the feeling that I get right here, is you do not agree with them. It could be in your best interest to consider the point of view, because with that much swords energy coming in straight away, I think you're getting straight advice from people who speak the truth. Very interesting. Well, let's see what might be in the recent past. What is behind this? Well, there is a collaboration. So this is a collaboration. Interesting that we have three individuals that are here. So it looks to me like this is a collaboration that you are participating in. What is going on, Leo? Well, let's see what is entering the picture. What is the crowning energy? What is above? What lies above is the Emperor. Okay. There's a strong leader. It could be your energy because it's fire energy, but it could be an Aries. If you have an Aries and a Leo in your little group, you two may be like this. You two may be close. There could be other individuals who are not fire signs. This could be any number of other things. So you may be going, oh, I know exactly what that is. But the Emperor is a very strong creative personality, and the influence of an Emperor in a group as an incoming energy could be, it might be challenging for the rest of the group if this is the recent incoming energy here. So let's see. The downside of the Emperor energy is being too controlling, or being stubborn, or corrupt, or rigid, defensive, or selfish. But that's not how we see it here. This card is upright, and that is really the divine masculine. Definitely an ambitious leader that also has the power to harness their heart and their emotions. There could be something that this leader has done, or maybe this is a new leader. Maybe you are a leader. Maybe it's hard to say. I think we're going to need to go forward. But I don't see the Emperor as being necessarily a negative, although if this is a recent development, that could be part of what is going on. So let's look in the near future and see. Huh. I think this has you stressed out. This is, you're going to need to take yourself away and think. This is causing you some concern. A collaboration appears not to be working as you envisioned it. Something to do with the leadership of it. The Four of Swords is traditionally the image of an effigy laying in state, but really what it's talking about is taking some time to heal and rest and come to a restored state. So what is it? What is it that is going on here? What is Leo in this reading? There's a couple of cards here. Let's see what they are. See how many. There's 3. Okay, these 3 cards embody your energy right now. The World, Justice, and the Moon. This is kind of extraordinary. Something is over. The Moon, the World, and Justice together. Wow. A lot of people have had the World and the Moon and Justice in their readings recently. And I think that this is, Leo, you are definitely in a new cycle. Something has completed. Whatever this was, someone's truth and yours may have completely blown up the situation. I'm getting the story now. I'm getting the story of you were ready. You know, this was an environment where you were ready to give and take. But what you were asked to take in a collaborative situation did not work for you at all. You were in a competitive environment, and I think somebody just said, "Stop. We disagree." And I think that you may have made a decision here that was strategic in that, okay, that's fine. I will take my project and I will go elsewhere. That's one possibility. The possibility is you put things on hold and said, let's just stop. Because there's something about this card right here that is kind of interesting to me, that it's got sort of a traffic light. So what if this collaborative experience in the past, inadvertently, this really did put a stop to it, or at least put it into a pause? Because that's what I think here. I think what happened is you went, this is not going at all the way. You guys don't agree with me. We don't see eye to eye. We're supposed to be collaborating on this, but you have no idea. You are all working at cross purposes to what we started with. The collaboration isn't working, so I am a Leo. My energy, in this case, you and possibly an Aries, decided, that's fine. Let's just wait. Let's put it on hold and let's rethink this. So now you've completed that. You're thinking, this was wrong. You're wanting justice. You're wanting justice, and maybe you are waiting to see what's happened. And there is something that is hidden, and this could be your emotions around what happened here, because this looks like a major disruption of something was probably a creative project. It could have been anything, but that it feels like a creative project where whatever these people said, their truth did not match yours, and this is on hold. It's either on hold or completely canceled. Here you are, you're trying to actually find You're thinking, this is an end. How do I find justice? And what is it that I need to know? What can I take from what just happened here? So let's look at the environment. What is the environment around Leo? Environment, please. The environment is one of a number of things. The Seven of Swords can be a person acting strategically with the resources that they have. It can also be an environment of deception or betrayal. And this is sneaky, behind the scenes sort of betrayal, because this is an individual that is working at nighttime and kind of sneaking around. It could also be an environment where there are secrets that you did not learn about this situation until after you said, no, we're holding this for now. It could be either one of those things. So the environment could be deception. Perhaps you discovered the individual's true intentions. Maybe that's what they said. This was something that they revealed to you that blew everything up. I'm really convinced that it's something to do with this dynamic rather than you. Although there are two things that could exist at the same time. One is that the individuals here that you were at cross purposes with deceived you, and they finally said, well, that we were only in this for X, let's say, is one possibility. So you trusted people that you found that you couldn't trust when they finally admitted something, or they I'm not exactly sure where that has you, except maybe you feel that you are just in suspending this, that you're just in saying, this is done, I'm suspending this, and I'm going to think about it for a while. Because you're in an environment where you could not trust. So let's see what your hopes and fears for this situation are. What are Leo's hopes and fears? Okay. This tells me you've suspended this project, if it was a project. You've suspended whatever activity was taking place because you're not done with it yet. You are possibly defiant, and you're trying to figure out what to do in a difficult situation. You're trying to regroup, and so this is the regrouping. This is you in an environment where you're going to have to approach things differently. You trusted people. Your hope is you can push through, that you can find the resilience to push through and complete what you started. You don't want to give up. You're afraid you might feel like giving up, but your hope is to be able to move forward and finish this. And let's see what the outcome is. And then we will see what else we need to do. I'll look at the underlying energies a little bit deeper, because that typically gives me a better idea of how things got where they are, which might actually be more helpful than pulling clarifiers on this. So what is the outcome, please, for Leo? The outcome, please. A deeper understanding were the words that just came to mind when this card popped out. This is, a deeper understanding. And at the bottom of the deck is the Ten of Pentacles. So this is, it seems like a very difficult situation. if I'm reading it correctly, a difficult situation that in the end is going to turn out to really be a moment of awakening for you. It's a lesson that you've learned. I think about trusting people, putting your trust out there, maybe giving too much of your trust. I think that you're going the right direction with where your energy is right now. You haven't gone in a negative direction. You've taken into, that didn't work. That's over. Let's see what we can do with this. The justice here is that you might say, this is going to balance out in the long run. The feeling is one that you're at peace with this. And that is why it's quite possible that what was going on here was based on some things that you have known that you need to change about yourself. Leo, like Aries, often takes on a good amount of the work by themselves. It could have been that the individuals around you really weren't as invested in this as you were, and you did all the work, or you took the bulk of the work, the lion's share of the work, and did it yourself. And then things blew up because there was too much to do. You got very close to completion, and your team pretty much went, meh. To be honest, they said. And then they were honest. They weren't really invested in it the way that you were. That is one possibility. The situation that you find yourself may have elements of this in it. Again, I'm going to go into the underlying cards to see a little bit more how this played out over time. So the first of those, again, is the first underlying energy, which I'm going to just put down here, is the Ten of Pentacles, which tells me that everything is okay, your resources are still intact. This is the underlying, this is something that it's not going to, in terms of setting you back into what you want to accomplish all that much. In fact, this has been a lesson for you. I would say that the cards here that are at the bottom, they have some insights. So underlying this is, you have the resources, you're set up, but what might have got you into the situation here is this Five of Pentacles, I think, often shows feeling like a victim. You might have felt like a victim once you realized that you were the one carrying the whole project or the whole situation. And so you kind of sat with that. You had your pity party. I mean, it's really how I see this is a person that is saying, oh my God, I can't do anything. I have nowhere I can turn. When they're sitting there and the key to the door to get themselves out of the situation is right there. So I think you sat with that for a little while. The Ace of Wands, it was an idea that was a very creative idea. There was a lot of passion. It was exciting to you. You might have been dealing with an individual or your own energy might have been, this is exciting. I have all these ideas. Let's do this. It's a great project. And that got you excited about it. There was also a lot going on as far as energy. So you were really, really excited about the project. You were probably more excited than anyone else. And then the Page of Cups here, this is an innocent, imaginative energy that is, there was a lot of possibly emotionally naive, someone who thinks that anything is possible, and that might have also been part of it. And underlying that was the Leo strength, the gentle strength. So this is something you really wanted to do. So I think that you're going to be okay. I do have to go a little bit further here because there are a couple of other cards in the underlying energy that tell me that the the project is definitely doable still. You just have to reframe it in ways that make a little more sense. Because here you were in your Seven of Wands, you were defending yourself. This is probably when this situation occurred that you discovered, or maybe that was this one, the Tower, because there has been a Tower moment in the past, and that might have been when everything exploded. It could be that this was going on behind the scenes, and it was one of the things that made this happen, because this is kind of underlying energy. This could go back a way, but the end result of it is that you expended some energy and had a little conversation with what seems to be numerous people who disagreed with your take on what was real or what was true here. But there was some deception that was taking place. And that might have been brought on by the Tower moment. That I think that if you, there's a lot to unpack here in the past, but it's all talking about the creative energy punctuated by some information coming from individuals, some strength and some possibly defending your creative ideas that took place, and a Tower moment. This might have been what promoted or prompted the original project in the first place. Something happened and you said, let's try this because everything is now broken. Let's try this instead. And it just didn't work out. But you have learned from that and you know how to proceed, and you, I believe, are going to go ahead and finish this project, or whatever it is that you've been working on. And I'm going to pull a final card, which is advice. Advice for Leo, please. I will probably have to heavily edit this because I like the idea and I think that it's right. Okay. The final card of advice. You have a decision to make. You have had a part of that decision forced on you by what happened. But what you have now is advice that says you have one way to go that looks forward, and you have this other way to go that this is probably the past. This is time for you to sit in your moment of contemplating about what to do to finish this and decide which of those is going to work best. And with that, I will leave it there.